had a really strong aha moment when I was on Tinder and I had someone that was just messaging me that claimed that we were twin flames. I'd never met this person, I hadn't had a phone call, we just started messaging. And it was at that moment that I realized how ridiculous that was. And so then I saw this situation differently. I saw, wow, this is really unhealthy to use a spiritual concept to make your life decisions when all the other data, all the other evidence is pointing in the opposite direction. So in this video, I want to share with you my own journey, my own experience being single, to dating, to finding the man that I've been with now for 9 years, and how my relationship to twin flames, the idea of twin flames, has shifted over that time period. Thinking about twin flames led me straight down a slippery slope towards obsessing about someone that was unavailable. And the reason why I was allowed to obsess about him, and this is a process that's in psychological terms is called limerence, when we develop a fantasy, we imagine with our mind and even our body that this stranger, someone often we don't even know that well, is actually the perfect soulmate for us. And the twin flame concept allowed me to create this obsession and to validate that it might actually be true. And this person had a girlfriend, a serious partner, but because I was so stuck on this twin flame idea, I really believed he might be with the wrong person and his destiny was to be with me. And it seems quite laughable now that I really thought that. And there was some clear signs that this person and I were not compatible. We weren't even after the same kind of life. But he triggered this strong feeling in me, this strong sense of familiarity, this strong charge of chemistry. And I was like, well, what else could it be? We must be twin flames. I've never felt this intensity when I talk to someone. When I look in his eyes, I had this moment of thinking, oh my gosh, this person who's a stranger just feels so familiar. And then, of course, the universe does what it likes to do and sometimes plays tricks on our mind. And so I would bump into this guy everywhere. And the more I bumped into him in random places, the more that fueled my belief that we're twin flames, we're meant to be together, and the universe is bringing us together. So even though I had this evidence, this guy has a girlfriend, I was like, well, why would the universe keep bringing him onto my path? And why would I feel in my body such a strong sense of familiarity with this person? And because I had this twin flame reference to kind of make sense of this situation, instead of seeing it as a case of limerence or a slightly obsessive fueled fantasy I had, I saw it as a part of my spiritual journey. And while there's nothing wrong with having a short-term obsessive interest in someone that's not available, obviously that can be really harmful to your self-esteem and your sense of faith in your spiritual path and in creating love if you allow it to continue on too long. And I think believing in twin flames allowed me to do that. And then even after that, I let go of that guy in my head. But what happened after that is that I would meet people where I had sort of a strong connection, a feeling of like we're meant to meet. And I'd be in relationship with them and they'd be showing me, that they didn't value me, they didn't respect me, that we weren't really compatible on a practical, could I ever imagine myself living with this person? That I was so focused on that twin flameness, that, I want this intense, powerful, overwhelming, romantic, chemistry-filled connection, that I was so focused on that I forgot about real life. I forgot about, could I wake up next to this person every day? Could I do the grocery shopping with this person? All those sort of practical considerations just went out the window in favor of this soul connection. It was like that was the only thing important to me at the time. And so because I was believing in twin flames, I justified a series of unhealthy relationships with men after that. And the other reason why believing in twin flames at this time in my life harmed me is because I was using it as a distraction, and we often use spiritual concepts to distract ourselves. It's one of those hard lessons. It's what's called spiritual bypassing. And the challenge is we never know we're doing it at the time. We can only look back in hindsight and think, wow, I was really distracting myself. I was really wanting to elevate myself to this higher realm, to this higher vibration, and avoid all the kind of emotional muck underneath that's driving my behavior. So while I was focused on twin flames, I was also getting over my marriage ending. And I thought, because I was looking forward to the future and very much interested in finding a new relationship, I'd convinced myself that I wasn't still feeling grief over the loss of my past relationship. And I didn't really want to go too deep into the grief. I spent a little bit of time connecting with some of those emotions, but I decided after a few weeks, sort of that was it, done. 11-year relationship. I've had a few weeks to feel sad about it. I'm good. I'm good because I'm attracting my twin flame, and isn't it all working out for the best? But I did still have some of that grief and sadness, and focusing on someone new that might have this special soul connection helped me feel better about that loss. It also covered up some old childhood wounds that were coming up through the dating process and being single. I didn't realize that these parts of me that were quite young still felt a little bit rejected and abandoned. And so feeling like there was someone that was destined to be with me, like just that one special person, made me feel I didn't have to worry about rejection or abandonment, because why would they reject me? They've been designed for me. They will recognize me. As soon as they see me, they're going to stay with me forever. They're never going to leave because they're my special ultimate soulmate. So what really helped me to get out of this obsession with twin flames was to start focusing on practical, back to basics relationship essentials. Do I like this person? Forget about the soul connection and the intensity of the connection. Do I like this person? Do I think they're a good person? Are they good to me? Are they treating me well? Do I have fun with them? Do I feel like I might be a better person through our connection? Do they follow through on what they say? Are they reliable? Are they trustworthy? Do they feel stable? Can I imagine introducing this person to friends and family and feeling proud without having to justify, but we have this special, intense connection? And so when I started focusing on those practical things, the whole idea of twin flames just became irrelevant to me. And it's not that I don't necessarily believe in twin flames anymore, but it's just not that important. So I had a really strong aha moment when I was on Tinder, and I had someone that was just messaging me that claimed that we were twin flames. I'd never met this person. I hadn't had a phone call. We just started messaging. And it was at that moment that I realized how ridiculous that was. We hadn't even met in person. And so then I saw this situation differently. I saw, wow, this is really unhealthy to use a spiritual concept to make your life decisions when all the other data, all the other evidence is pointing in the opposite direction. So this person wanted to meet up with me. And when I said I couldn't meet up at that time that he wanted to meet up, he started getting very angry and just sort of pulling away and saying all these really weird things. And I made me realize we're not twin flames, but that's actually not that important. I just couldn't be with someone in a relationship that was acting so strange and that seemed so unstable and that couldn't handle me actually saying, no, I can't do this exactly the way you want. If we're going to meet up, it's going to have to also work when it works for me. And this person was like, okay, no, we're not going to meet up at all now. And so the just ridiculousness of this idea of we might be twin flames and I should be in a relationship with someone that's acting very unstable, it just really shook me. And I was just like, it kind of woke me up from what I had been doing. And so when I met the man that is currently my husband, and we've been together for 9 years now, I wasn't worried about whether he was my twin flame. I was just looking at those things I mentioned before. Do I like him? Is he reliable? Can I see myself having a relationship with this person? Do I want to take the next step with this person? And so it's funny now, sometimes I'll say to him, do you think we're twin flames? And he might say, yeah, I think so. But it's with a lightness. Neither of us care. We really don't care whether we're twin flames, soulmates, none of the above. We're still into our spiritual journey and personal growth and all those things. It's just we're not letting a concept, an idea, an abstract idea drive our decision making. We're with each other because we know we're better together. We know we have a deep, loving bond. And that's actually more important. So I really wanted to share this so that you can reflect on your relationship to this idea of twin flames, your relationship to spiritual concepts, and just check in to ask yourself, is this concept serving me or is it harming me? And you don't have to throw it away. You don't have to stop believing in something. You can just start believing in it lightly, is how I like to think of it. So yes, I believe in soulmates and twin flames lightly. I'm not going to use that as my only decision-making reference. And I'm not going to become obsessed about it. And I'm going to trust my body's instincts about whether this person is right for me. More than any external set of, here are the 10 signs that this person is your twin flame. Don't go down that route. Please don't go down that route, because you can see what you want to see in someone else. It's very easy to convince yourself the wrong person is the right person. Trust what your body is saying, how safe and comfortable and good you feel with that person. And really reflect on, maybe a concept that worked for you in the past is not working for you now. Maybe you've developed a slightly unhealthy attachment or relationship with a spiritual concept. So we really do need to check in and say, is this thing that I'm believing so strongly now, is that really serving me? Or would it serve me to believe something else or to believe it more lightly? Because really you're the one in control of what you're feeding your brain. You're the one in control of your decisions. You never want to let a spiritual concept take the driver's seat. You need to interpret it for yourself and you need to take back control. And that's where all the beauty of life will come from. That's when you'll start attracting what you really want.